Good afternoon, sir.
So we
Good
will start meeting in 5 minutes. Still, someone is joining here. Okay, so everyone, mute your mics, and if you have any queries, so message here in the chat box. I said mute your mic, everyone, please. Okay, so let's begin. Wait, let me share my screen. So everybody can see my screen.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So basically, you started learning Laravel from now. So everyone from you must be having knowledge of core PHP. Am I right? You have the knowledge for the core PHP little bit. Someone is joining. Okay. So basically, we have a framework Laravel in which we have to follow the complete MVC pattern. So first of all, why to choose Laravel instead of any CMS like WordPress, Joomla? So first of all, it will give you a free hand over your wish, like whatever you want to design in whichever way you want, but you have to follow the certain rules which are provided by the framework. Rather than you just need to drag and drop in WordPress and Joomla, you can also do custom development over there also. But in Laravel, we have like very much vast area in developing rather than in CMS. Okay, so first of all, it is based on a PHP framework, and we have to follow strictly MVC pattern over here. Okay, so first of all, whenever we want to study any framework, we have to go for its documentation. Okay, so here you can go and have the documentation for the Laravel. It is very simple in language and most easy manual documentation for any framework I ever seen. Okay, you can install and run all the commands from here. You can go through like architecture concept basic, and here you have all the commands. Okay, first of all, you have to install a composer. Composer is a dependency manager for PHP, and it will provide you the packages which are necessary for the Laravel, and it is also provide you installation of Laravel itself. Okay, and you must have XAMPP and the Composer installed in your local machine before installing the Laravel. Okay, so now what is MVC pattern in Laravel? So first of all, whenever if you write a coding in core PHP, you create an PHP page. Okay, on a top page you write a logic for like PHP. In between, you write HTML. So the all the business logic as well as the design logic as well as the backend logic are implemented in a single page. So in this MVC pattern, we have to separate the business logic from the user view logic. So in MVC model view controller, let me show you. Okay, so this is model view controller. So first of all, let's talk about view. So what is view? View is like a front end for the user in which all data will be displayed. It is just for like read-only purposes. Okay, now model is your backend database like table for user or table for user details and anything. So it will provide you the data and controller will control the flow of data from model to view and from view to model in an update or a post query. Okay, so this is the MVC pattern. If you want to uh, in a simple language, it is like you, your mother, and your father. You want, if you want any kind of money from your father, you don't directly ask from your father. You go to your mother. The mother will control the father, and father will give the money to mother, and mother will give it to you. It is like that in a simple language. Okay, so for the installation, we have to go to command line. So you can install Laravel globally in your system. For that, you have to run the command composer. First of all, you have to see you have a composer or not installed or not. Okay, so for the installation of Laravel, you must have installed the composer. From here, you have like .exe file also. From here, you can get it. Setup.exe, you have to install it, and you also have to install the XAMPP or WAMP also. Okay, you can select version from here for which version you want documentation. Okay, so for installation of Laravel, for global installation, you have to write a command Laravel slash. This by this command, the Laravel is going to install in your system globally. So next time, if you create a new project using Laravel, won't take you much time because it will get most of data from your local cache storage. Once it will be installed, because I already have it, so I will cancel the installation. But whenever you're going to install this command, it will going to give you errors. So that errors would be like some people are doing. That error would be like some port is blocked or the artisan command is not working in your system. This kind of problem you will face, but you have to Google it and you will get the solution for the same. Okay, once this command is installed, then for the creation of a new project, you have to write Laravel new and the name of your project. So this is the second lecture for you. So that's why I'm giving the name is. Okay, so now from this global installation, it will get all the necessary details and whenever it will be installed in an htdocs folder. You can install it in any folder, it doesn't matter, because it is running on artisan command. It will run on a specific port. Okay, so till here, anyone have any query, they can write in chat box. Nobody can now. I don't accept anyone for joining in this meeting. It is already too late. So anyone have any queries? So at the time of installation, you're going to face errors. So some of error I'd mention here, like a port missing error or port block error, that kind of error you will get. But basically, it will install correctly, and you have to get the latest version for XAMPP also before installing Laravel, because if you're going to install it globally, it will install the latest version of Laravel, which is supported by PHP 7.2 and above. Okay, so I already have one project installed here. So let me open it. Okay, so you can see this here. This is loading from cache. Most of data it is loading from cache memory. So you also have to install this before the next lecture, and you can start installing it right now. If you have any queries in between, so you can ask me if you get any kind of error in between. So this is the directory structure for the Laravel. Okay, so you have to remember certain folders in which you have something like in app HTTP controller. You have all the controllers. Okay, you can see these controllers over here, as well as you have to remember this resource views in which you have all the views. Okay, and model this in Laravel, you also don't have to create a database directly from PHP. You have migrations here in which you will get all the data for the database, and here you can create a tables using this format. And after that, when you will going to migrate, it will keep the blueprint of the database in save in here. So you don't have to take backup every time from PHP MySQL. It will directly give you the blueprint from here. Writing new project to install. Let me open that. Okay, so now you need to install also a good code editor for this. And my recommendation is for VS Code because it has a built-in terminal and also it have different icons for the folders which is easily distinguishable. So first of all, whenever we want to run the project in Laravel, we have to type command php artisan. So, okay, so by this command, you can run the project in the next code, which is going to be like 127.0.0.1, which is localhost, and it will run on 8000 port. So if you open here, so this is our Laravel project. So now whenever you want to see that where from this documentation and Laracast and how this is coming from. This data is coming from this view, which is in this view folder under resources. Okay, all the data is coming from here. Okay, this data is coming from here. So like this documentation, we can rename it to anything like so this is going to change here. But this is only a view, so it is not connected to any controller. It is called by the following route, and the routing is basically means linking of view with controller or by any kind of function. Okay, so we have the function over here which is returning us this view, which is welcome view. Okay, and in Laravel we use Blade templating engine, which are basically same as HTML, but is also have its own syntax. For example, uh, if you want to write any type of code in HTML, for PHP, we have to put it like this, question mark PHP like this, and in between we have to write a code for the PHP. But in this Blade templating engine, we just need to write at the rate, and that's that kind of syntax we can write here, by which we don't have to write question mark PHP each and every time we want to write a piece of code. Okay, so in this we get this slash route. By this slash, it will invoke in this view. So we can also rename this for like home. So now for the slash, it won't return anything. But whenever we write slash home, it will again going to return as the same view. Okay, so now, okay, so now let us create a controller. So creating a controller, we have to type a command php artisan make controller, name of controller, which is my controller. Okay, once this controller is created, we can find it in app http controller, and here is this our controller. So let us create a method. So we will create public method is index and we can return some value like return true. Okay, so how are we going to call this? So for calling this, we have to create a route for the same, and for creating route, we have to access route folder, and that we have to access tab.php. Okay, so we have to create route here. We are creating a get route here, so that's why we write get, and here we have to type the URL for the same. So I say slash my controller, and we also have to provide the name of the class in which we have to put it. So first of all, the name is my controller class, and then the method name for the method. So you can see this all documentation is given here. For example, in basic, in routing, you can find the different way for the routing. For example, this route is by this function which we have already seen. Okay, you can also do it like this: the user controller class, comma, the name for the method. Similarly, you can also call the route by URI, HTTP response and callback also. There are different way for calling a route, but we follow this way by controller. So you have to write it like this. Okay, so this is our way to write this. So what we have to do? Now, comma, the name of our method which is index. Okay, and we also have to include this controller on the top. Okay, here. So then and only then we are going to access this. First of all, we have created this controller. So now, if I want to call this, so I write slash my controller. Okay. Okay, sorry, it's in a small version. Okay, so it is returning us one. So now, what happens if we want to call the same view by this controller? So we can go to my controller, and here instead of returning true, we can return view, which is welcome. So now when we refresh this, we get this our welcome view. And for passing value in this, we can do compact